Star Wars 7x7, episode 2586. Today, this is the finale of my look back at Celebration Europe 2016. One final conversation to share with you, this time with author Jason Fry. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So Jason Fry is, I would say, comparatively unusual in Star Wars authordom in the sense that he works on both fiction and non-fiction stuff. And I'll tell you, looking back at this particular moment in time, July of 2016, it's kind of fun to consider that The Last Jedi was in production and, maybe he knew it at the time, maybe not, but he would be tapped to write the novelization for The Last Jedi. So, that was in his future. I believe it was in his future at that point. And so it's just kind of amazing to consider that we got to have this conversation at Celebration Europe in July in London. And yeah, that it was just, that was what was on the horizon. What a difference 5 years has made, to be sure. So anyway, as I've mentioned in previous conversations with you on this show, I asked one question of everyone at Celebration Europe in 2016, which was, what's most exciting to you about Star Wars right now? And so here, without further ado, is the response from Star Wars author Jason Fry.
Right. What excites me most about Star Wars right now is something you see right at this convention, is that, there isn't any one Star Wars. There isn't any one Star Wars you have to like or, be a huge fan of to be a Star Wars fan. I was walking down the hall yesterday and I passed, like, a Lando, a Qui-Gon, an Ahsoka, a Rey, a Sabine, a Mara Jade, like all and there it was. There was, kind of every iteration of the saga right there, and all those folks were having the time of their lives. I mean, the woman dressed as Mara Jade was having a great time. The guy dressed as Lando was having a great time, and it's all coming together, and you see it here that everybody has their own Star Wars, and for some of us old folks, it was the classic trilogy, and then for some now no longer quite so young folks, it was the prequels or Clone Wars or Rebels or Episode 7. And that's what just makes me so excited, is that everyone has an entry point and something to kind of call their own, and then they can go from there and and enjoy all the new stuff coming and being knit together by more and more stories.
Fantastic. And you've sort of partially answered the question I want to ask you next, which is there a particular segment of Star Wars fandom that appeals to you specifically?
Well, I'm 47, so I've always been a classic trilogy guy, but like I said, that's really just timing. I mean, I was 8 years old when my folks took me to what we didn't call A New Hope then, but that's what we call it now. And I was an 8-year-old kid who loved stories and writing and making up my own adventures. And, there was Princess Leia's ship shooting across the screen, and then Darth Vader's Star Destroyer just coming and coming and coming. And by the time I saw the engines of that thing, I was just absolutely hooked and riveted, and it changed everything that I do and every way that I think about stories.
So being a writer, did you actually end up playing with action figures as a kid, and did that fire your imagination, or were you writing stories as a kid too? Or?
Oh yeah, both. It's funny, Weapon of a Jedi, the Luke book that I wrote, is essentially Luke and C-3PO and R2-D2 on a jungle planet trying to find a temple. And the first 3 Kenner action figures I had were C-3PO and R2-D2. They were the first 2 I could afford, and I thought long and hard about what are the first 2 figures, and I was like, I'll get the droids, because I remembered they had solo adventures wandering around the desert, and then I got Luke, highlighter, yellow-haired Luke with the lightsaber in his arm, and, those were my first 3. And so when I sat down to write Weapon of a Jedi, I was like, I've told this story, I've thought of it, as an 8-year-old kid, but with temple made out of couch cushions, and off we went, and it was quite literally a childhood dream come true. It was awesome.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And there you go. That was Star Wars author Jason Fry, and that is going to do it for my series of looks back at Celebration Europe in July of 2016. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk down memory lane that we've been taking over the past few episodes, and that's going to do it for this episode of the show as well. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for it as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.